This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Centennial, Colorado. I'm here at Gen3 Roofing. Since 2014, this top-rated company has provided residential and commercial roofing for clients here in Centennial and across the state. I'm here with the CEO, Cameron. Thanks for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. Share with me a little bit how you got involved in this particular industry.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. So I've actually been in the trades since I came up in home building. And so I've been self-employed since I've been about 19. I took a few years off, went to corporate America. I actually managed a $400 million residential project in Walnut Creek, California. And then since then we moved back, and I've been in the roofing industry since. In fact, I grew up roofing since I was a little kid. My dad used to let me go around and clean up the job sites that we had. So between my father and my uncles being in the industry, it's been a very long time in the construction and building industry.
So the year on the door, 2014 is one thing, but the experience behind that, quite a bit. I mean, honestly, a home, our residence, our place of business has to be probably one of the largest investments any of us will make in a lifetime. There are many components to that structure, but I would have to say the roof is the number one thing when it comes to protecting that structure. Is that pretty much safe to say?
Yes, absolutely. So, with all the weather, right, it hits the roof first. Whether it's your commercial building or your residential building, it hits the roof first. If you have a flaw in your roofing system, you can create major issues inside, remodels, mold issues, and whatnot. And so the very best thing you can do is make sure your roofing membrane, whether it's residential, commercial, flat, steep, is in good shape.
Has to be in good shape. Here in Colorado, beautiful state, beautiful weather, but that weather can wreak havoc. We're talking about common snow, hail. That's why I would imagine folks have to realize that this has to be done right the first time, because if not, you're going to find out pretty quickly here in this state.
Absolutely. And that's why you want to make sure you're dealing with somebody local. It's so important to use somebody that has an office that works out of the state of Colorado and is in your community. There's so many companies that come in from out of state that just cut corners and do a terrible job. We are not. We are right here. Our customers come right into our office door, and we meet face to face with these guys. So we never cut corners. We always use the top level products, and that's our priority to do just the best job we can on the roof itself.
So speaking of doing it right, obviously we have a lot of choices in roofers out there. Like you say, some fly-by-night come in, grab and they're gone. It's important for our consumers to do their due diligence, ask the questions. What would you recommend for folks as they're out there shopping around?
Yeah, that's a great thing. So one of the things you can do is check on BBB. We are listed. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Make sure, right, so when a storm happens and the damage happens, there are roofing companies that bring in hundreds of salespeople from all over the country just to pound on doors, right? Many times these roofing companies don't even have an office. They have no presence in the state of Colorado. And unfortunately, over 10,000 people every single storm sign with these companies. So do your due diligence. Just because somebody pounds on your door, asking for you to sign a contract, don't be pressured into that. Make sure you do your due diligence. Look up the company. Make sure they're local. Make sure they have a reputation. Make sure you can find them online, and that's one of the main things that you can do. And make sure, I'm a native to the state of Colorado. My partner and I are both natives here. We've lived here. We know what the industry does. We know what the weather patterns are. We've done this a long time. So make sure they're local and make sure they have good reputation.
That is excellent. I mean, before we discuss some of the repairs you're able to do here, let's talk first of all a little bit about prevention. I mean, quite honestly, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of regret. I imagine you can save quite a bit of money if you just have a maintenance program in place. Tell me about how a regular inspection is something that probably people want to sway to.
That's a great question. So when you have your roof done, and many people that buy homes here, they really don't know exactly the condition of the roof. They might have a roof inspection by just a general home inspector, but that definitely does not mean that it's been looked at by a professional roofing contractor. Having a roof maintenance program in play is a really big deal, because whether it's annual or biannual, you have a professional come out, you look at all your flashings, you look at all the elements on the roofing to make sure it's in good condition. A slight repair on the roof can save a huge amount of a remodel down the road, and it doesn't take much water getting on the inside of the envelope of your home to cause big problems and big dollar fixes.
Absolutely. I mean, roof is something that if you wait too long, before you know it, it's more than just a roof problem you have. And we're talking about the structure that can be damaged, even the contents. I mean, people have contents in their homes. Is this something you've seen throughout the years and you wish people would have called you a little bit earlier?
Absolutely. When people think that they can wait till the very last minute to where they just can't stand the spots in the ceiling anymore, we end up finding it's a lot more damage. They end up having to tear down the drywall. A lot of times that water's made its way inside the walls, and so now they're tearing drywall off the ceiling, off the walls, just to get the water out. When you first think you might have a leak, whether you think it's coming in from a window with the roof, have us out, have somebody inspect your roof, a professional roofing contractor inspect your roof. We can generally identify the leak super quick and save you a lot of headache down the road by doing that.
I would imagine consumer can't see everything from down here. You got to get up there and really realize what's going on. If a person catches some of these problems early on, I imagine they can save themselves a complete replacement. Are some of them actually repairs that can be done without a full replace?
Yes, they can. They can. In fact, that's one of the reasons most consumers don't have a clue what they're looking at on the roof. That's why it's important to have a professional roofing contractor have us to come out and look at your roof on a regular basis to make sure you're in good shape. So yes, we are able to avoid a full replacement. If we can catch a small repair or a small issue early on, we can do repair versus replacement, which can save you thousands of dollars.
Obviously, Cameron, a roof needs to be functional. It has to basically protect our structure, but honestly, what a great way to give your home a facelift. Curb appeal. A roof can do that. What are some of the different types that people can basically upgrade with?
Yeah, good question, Gary. So there's many different types of upgrades that you can use. There's asphalt upgrades you can do to a residential and like an asphalt-based presidential shingle. There's a product that we really like to use, which is a Da Vinci. It's a plastic product that can look like wood shakes and can look like slate, and it really gives an amazing upgraded curb appeal to a home. So whether you're going to live there forever or you're just looking to sell in the future, it really can set your house apart by doing a small upgrade. Some are more expensive than others, but you might be surprised at how inexpensive some upgrades are to make your house stand out and definitely be different than the other homes in the neighborhood.
Obviously, top quality products is what you're known for, doing it right the first time. But even with the best quality products, I imagine a roof is only as good as the people who put it on. Share with me a little bit about your team. We're talking about licensed, insured, bonded. Why is that important for people out there?
That's great. Well, number one, that does separate us from a lot of these storm chasers that come in from out of state. Some of these people will even purchase a local contractor's license and do work, which is completely illegal, right? So we are licensed. In the state of Colorado, you have to be licensed in every municipality that you work. So we hold nearly 45 licensing in different municipalities all the way around the Denver metro area, from Colorado Springs to the Brighton to almost to the Greeley area. So that's super important. We carry a severe amount of insurance. Insurance in the roofing industry is severely expensive. So you also want to make sure that the consumer knows that their roofing company has insurance, because it is very expensive. Bonding, we have the ability to bond at a very high dollar amount. Now, that's not necessarily something you see on the residential end, but on the commercial side, that's absolutely something we do on a regular basis when we commit to a large commercial project, is the bonding. That's what we do.
If a roof is done right anymore, obviously these products get better and better. You've been doing it since you were small. You've seen the products get better. If it's done right, do these roofs last a lot longer than maybe something that was put on 50 years ago? And is that important for you to make sure that your team stays educated on the latest technology, so obviously they can share that with the client?
Yes, they do. It's very important. The products are better than they have been. One of the biggest advancements is probably the Class 4 impact shingle that it is. And what it is it's a hail-resistant shingle. Now, if you get a big enough storm, it doesn't really matter what you have on there. It's going to probably ruin the roofing application of products that you have on there. But if you go with a Class 4 impact rated shingle, not only can you many times get a deduction on your homeowner's insurance, but you have a peace of mind knowing that basic storms that roll through the Denver metro area, your roof is going to fare a lot better having a Class 4 impact rated shingle or product up on your roof. Yeah.
We definitely get snow. It's definitely heavy out there. Some of these top-of-the-line roofs out there, I mean, some of them not only save you money because they last a long time, but do they actually save you money because they're energy efficient? Is that something that people are starting to sway to a little bit?
Yeah, so it's a great question. There are different products you can use on residential where you're going to see the majority of the savings for energy efficiency are going to be the flat roofs, whether that is residential, but mainly commercial. Most of the new roofs, and in fact, we were on one just this morning, is a large TPO roof in Westminster, Colorado. And there is going to be a white membrane on there where it does reflect the solar. It does have a solar reflectivity value on it, which is very energy efficient. So you'll see that a lot. In the residential projects, there are some underlayments that have some energy efficiency qualities, but much more on the commercial side than residential.
Interesting. Like we said before, it pays to not wait. Call in a professional, get an inspection done, save yourself some money on the front end there, making sure you can take care of these problems while they're still small. Share with me about the consultation. Is that something that can be done at their home? And is it a free consultation?
Yes, great question. So yes, it is absolutely free, whether it's residential or commercial. We will come to you at your pay, whether it's your residence or your commercial property, multifamily project, we will come to you. There is zero commitment. We just want to come meet with you. We want to look at the issues that you might have. We want to see if we're going to be a great fit for you. In many cases, all of our sales associates have got extensive training in the area that we send them to, and you're gonna know not only with our sales staff, but then the back end, our quality control guy, which is our partner Tim McFarland. He truly is a third generation roofer. He is a third generation to Gen3 roofing, and he has been crawling on roofs since he was a small child. We have pictures of it, and he is the quality control. And so when not only do we have our crews up there doing it right, but he is very, very particular on the quality control. So if it doesn't pass his standard, it gets redone, period. And there's not very many people or companies that have the standard of what we have and what we got with Tim on the business. So that's super important.
That is excellent. So we're talking about a consultation that can take place right there at your home. But unlike some of the fly-by-night, if you want to come in the office, there's one here. It is local. You can come in and meet the team that way as well. Obviously, when you go through a consultation with someone, are you able to customize what they need based on their budget, on their needs? Is that something that's important to you to make sure that they're not being pushed into something that basically that they don't need?
Absolutely. One of the first things that we do is we qualify the project right away with the homeowner, the building owner. We find out really what their needs are. They don't really care what our needs are, what we know until we really know what they need. And so we sit down, we listen to them. What are they going for? What kind of products are they looking for? Is this something that they're doing just based on economics? Is this a very economical version? What we can do versus, we also roof multi-million-dollar custom homes. So we sit down there, we listen to what they need, their financial needs, and then we really take them along the path of what they need and what's going to fit and what they want. We're versed in almost every roofing application. So like you said, it's most important to figure out what they need, what they want, and then work towards that together, because in the end, we want them telling their friends and their family about us, and in a positive way.
Cameron, we discussed before, these products have gotten better throughout the years. Many of these have manufacturer warranties. Is it important for people to make sure they go with a professional so that those warranties stay intact as well?
Yes, it's super important. Not only is it important to use brand name manufacturers because they've got really good warranties, but we as Gen3, we also have a 7-year craftsmanship warranty. Industry standard is 3 years. Some companies offer 5. We offer a 7-year craftsmanship warranty on all the work we do, along with putting the best products on. So when you use Gen3 Roofing Corporation, you're getting the best of the best with the warranties.
That is excellent. I mean, obviously people understand when they need a repair, a complete replacement. What about certifications? Who is that for, and is that important that people get that done at a certain time?
That's right. So that's great because there are many different end users that are benefiting from that. So whether you are a buyer of a property or a seller of a property, a real estate agent, many different ways, for a small fee, we'll come out and do a comprehensive inspection of your roof, and we'll do a complete walkthrough. We'll take pictures of everything that's maybe an issue, or just overall the roof enveloping system. We'll document that, and then that goes to all the end users. So it's super important and valuable to many different parties for the roof certification certification process.
That is excellent. I mean, Gen3, it's right there in the name. Obviously, this is roofing is something that is in your blood, shall we say. This is not something you do only when it hails or when there's damage across the state. We're talking about month in, month out. People have turned to you, top-rated company. Is this continue to be rewarding for you?
It is continuing. We're really excited. I love the building industry. I love roofing as a whole. I love meeting with people. I don't get to meet with everybody, but I do get out there as much as I can to meet with people. I'm on projects quite often just to check in. And I love building long-term relationships. You know, our mantra here is not to meet your expectations. It's truly to amaze our customers. And so what we do along the way when we meet with our guys, meet with our gals in the office, all the way from the processing of the insurance paperwork, all the way through, we are just making sure, what can we do that the end user, the consumer, the customer, our friend, in essence, is getting the best product, the best service, and they'll turn around and tell their friends about it because they have no reservation.
That is excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their contact information. On the screen there, you can see the website also. Obviously, the website is a place you can find out some of the products they offer for you out there. Also understand this is a local company. When you're out there, you're going to make an investment because obviously that's what your roof is. It's an investment on your structure. You do not want to turn to somebody who's not going to be there tomorrow. You basically want to understand that experience is vital when it comes to putting roofs in Colorado because like we said, if you do it wrong, you're going to find out rather quickly. This is a company that started in 2014, but they have years of experience, not only with the CEO, but his staff. We're talking about Generation 3 roofers out there. Once again, that is Gen3 roofing, making sure you have taken care of your repairs, replacements, maintenance, even certification, located right here in Centennial, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.